how's it going today? So, just on my way to take my son to school, and got some videos to do. Figured I would do them since this is about a 20-minute round trip. So, I wanted to talk about myself and see if you've had the same experience. And that is, I cannot stand not having airflow in a car. I just can't. And I don't know if it's just the people that I know. I don't know. But it seems like when I get into my mom's car, or I'm riding with her somewhere, or my sister, not my dad, but the in-laws, it seems like they always have the fan controls to zero. No air, nothing moving around. And of course in the wintertime it's different, you have the heat running. But in the summertime it's like, okay, windows up, no air, if it's just the right temperature. And I feel like, I don't know, well, that's unusual. Meridian Township, way out here, almost to the line. I feel like I'm using someone else's air. Now, this applies to pretty much everything. I cannot stand a stale room. It makes me want to throw up. And I don't know what it is. Just the thought of it makes me want to gag. But what I can't stand is being in a car with somebody, and they've got their controls set at zero, no airflow whatsoever, but windows are up. And I'll actually, this has happened to me a couple times with rental car companies. And I don't try to be rude or anything about it, but basically they'll have the windows up and no air flowing and just talking about as if nothing's going on. And one of my old neighbors, I used to go with him to grab a bite to eat. It'd be the same way. If he was riding with me, no air. Even in the wintertime, he'd let his car warm up and then he would turn the air completely off. And I just was, in my mind, dying. So, it sounds funny, but I have to have some kind of a window, some kind of a ventilation, some kind of whatever running, or else I feel like I'm going to throw up. When it's too cold to have the windows open, I'll have the fan on low. And I'll have it blowing in my face. Because I have to feel the air, the ventilation, the circulation. That old CO2 running out and the oxygen running in. I have to feel that. And I can remember when I was in high school, I had one class that was in the old wing of the high school. Ventilation was just so horrible over there. They had switched over to a central heating and air setup, and because it was at the other end of the school, that end of the school, the old wing, just did not receive very much air at all. And you start to walk up the 4 or 5 steps up to the I think it was the A wing. I can't remember, it's been 15 years, but whatever it is, start to walk up there, and then it would be just heat and stale and smell and just well, you to sit in the class, there were no windows. That was a problem. There were no windows in any of those classrooms, just the hallway windows. That's it. And those hallway windows were permanent windows. You could not open those windows. So it was literally like, oh, dead. And I just remember feeling like, and I wasn't the only one. I mean, it was stuffy, but I just remember I just had a horrible time in those classes because of that. I just felt like I was gonna just die. It was so stuffy. It was just bad. And so I'm the exact same way with a car. I can't even put on those doctor's masks, you know, the white mask that you put on. I can't put those on. Even though it's my own air that I'm breathing, I can't stand, and I understand, I've scientifically read this, that every exhale of our air doesn't contain 100% CO2. I mean, it just doesn't. But it's like waste air. It's used air. It's air that's you know, it's expelled. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I just cannot stand it. I can't. So unless there's a way to vacate, what are we doing? What the? Unless the air is allowed to circulate, fresh air in, that doesn't matter if I have a year's worth of air in a sealed box that I will survive on for a whole year breathing. It does not matter. If I know that there's nothing fresh coming in, then jeez, that's what turn signals are for anyway. If I know that there's nothing fresh coming in, then I want to barf. I really honestly do. I cannot stand it. It's such a horrible feeling. So I kind of wanted to know how all of you felt about that. You know, I realize that there's enough air inside a car and they're not hermetically sealed, but just smelling somebody else's breath in a confined area, just, oh man, because you can smell what's coming out of their lungs. Oh man, I could go in about it. Just ugh. So I have to have ventilation, and I've been put into some pretty bad spots where I've had to say, hey, you know what? Is there a chance we could turn the heat up or something, or whatever, just to get some air rolling? And I don't know what it is. I guess most people don't like air in their face, whereas I do. I sleep with a fan every night. I gotta have the fan right there at my face to circulate air so that I know that new air is being pulled from wherever else and old air is getting pushed out. I know, it's weird, isn't it? So, anyways,